the ultimate life hack. What if I told you there's one simple mental shift that could end 90% of your stress, anxiety, and frustration overnight? It's not meditation, therapy, or positive thinking. It's something the ancient Stoics discovered 2,000 years ago. And once you understand it, you'll wonder how you ever lived without it. Here's what most of us do every single day. We wake up and immediately start fighting battles we can never win. We get angry at traffic. We stress about whether people like us. We worry about the weather ruining our plans. We lose sleep over things our boss might think or do. Sound familiar? You're not alone. Most people spend their entire lives exhausting themselves, trying to control things that are completely outside their power. The philosopher Epictetus noticed this pattern 2,000 years ago. He said something that seems obvious but changes everything. Some things are in our control while others are not. But here's what Epictetus realized that most people miss. We control our opinions, our choices, our desires, and our responses. Everything of our own doing. But we don't control our reputation, other people's actions, our circumstances, or really anything that's not of our own doing. Think about your day yesterday. How much time did you spend worried about things you can't control? Your co-worker's attitude, whether it would rain, if your social media post would get likes, what strangers think about you. Now here's the revolutionary part. Every single situation that seems outside your control actually contains something that is completely within your control. You can't control if someone cuts you off in traffic, but you absolutely control what you think about it. You can't control if you get rejected, but you control how you interpret that rejection. Let me give you a real example. Say you're nervous about a presentation at work tomorrow. You can't control whether your boss will like it. You can't control if the technology works. You can't control if your colleagues ask difficult questions. But you can control how well you prepare. You can control your attitude going in. You can control what you tell yourself about the outcome. You can control whether you focus on what might go wrong or what you're trying to accomplish. Same situation, completely different experience. Just by shifting your focus to what's actually up to you. Or think about a difficult relationship in your life. You can't control how that person behaves. You can't make them treat you better. You can't force them to understand your perspective. But you can control your boundaries. You can control your expectations. You can control how much time and energy you give them. You can control what their behavior means to you. This simple shift changes everything. When you stop trying to control the uncontrollable, you free up massive amounts of mental and emotional energy. Energy you can now use for things that actually matter. You stop being a victim of circumstances and become the author of your own experience. Not because you control what happens to you, but because you control the only thing that actually determines your life. What you do with what happens to you. Epictetus knew this because he lived it. He was born a slave, but became one of history's most influential philosophers. He couldn't control his circumstances, but he mastered his responses to them. So here's your new superpower. The next time you feel stressed, frustrated, or anxious, pause and ask yourself one simple question. Is this up to me or not up to me? If it's not up to you, let it go. Don't waste another second of your precious life fighting battles you can never win. If If it is up to you, then act. Pour your energy into what you can actually influence. This isn't about being passive or giving up. It's about being strategic with your power. It's about fighting the battles you can actually win. This one distinction will transform your life. Not because it makes bad things stop happening, but because it shows you where your real power has always been. I share timeless wisdom like this every week. Gentle reminders to return to what matters. Subscribe and keep walking the path of clarity, purpose, and inner strength.